We all return at some point or another to our own homes, whether it's in an apartment building, a communal residence, or a house. These are our sanctuaries where we unwind, drop our guard, and allow ourselves to be vulnerable. So naturally, when we feel like we're being watched in our own home, it's cause for concern. In some cases, some of us report mysterious presences in our homes, locked doors left unlocked in the morning, objects rearranged by the sink, or things going missing entirely. In many cases, we deduce that our homes might be haunted by a spirit. But what if it isn't a spirit haunting your home? In most living spaces, there exists a mysterious door. It could be a small door below the stairs or a tiny latch behind a closet. Sometimes it's a rectangular frame in the ceiling leading to an attic. Whatever it may be, this door often leads to a secret, inaccessible area of the structure. This secret area might be a crawl space between the walls or below the floors. If you live in a cold environment, your living space probably has a crawl space lined with insulation to keep the house temperate. Sometimes it's an empty space between the roof and the ceiling that isn't large enough to be considered an attic for storage. Now and then, it might even be an entirely secret room that you were unaware of. The thought of a stranger squatting in our home is terrifying. It's invasive, it's uncanny. It's the thought that when you leave the house or go to bed, a person is crawling out of a hiding spot somewhere close, secretly violating your living space. Spoilers ahead. The concept of home invasion has been explored in various films such as The Purge, High Tension, Hush, You're Next, When a Stranger Calls, Funny Games, Wait Until Dark, The Desperate Hours, and The Strangers. And some of these explore the concept further in the idea of a stranger actually living in the walls of your home. The concept of people hiding in the walls has been explored in various films such as Housebound, Within, The Pact, The Boy, Black Christmas, Walled In, and The Haunting in Connecticut. Unlike the many urban legends we hear of, cases such as these unfortunately do happen in the real world. We often think simply locking our door will keep intruders at bay, and who could blame us? It's not like this is a matter that we like to think about frequently, especially in the sanctuary of our own home. Regardless, here are some security measures people have overlooked, taken from real-life home stowaways. Tatsuka Horikawa. The year was 2008, and after numerous observations that food would periodically go missing from his home, a man in Kasuya, Japan, installed a security camera convinced he had a chronic burglar. When he received images on his cell phone of a person lurking in his home, he called police. After an investigation, they found a homeless woman hiding in the closet. She had been living on the top shelf of the man's closet for at least a year. To avoid detection, she showered when he was gone and kept things very organized. She was initially able to enter his home because he would sometimes leave the door unlocked. Think about it. Whenever you open your closet to grab something, do you really spend a ton of time studying the contents from corner to corner? Imgur Intruder. In late 2013, a post appeared on the image-sharing website Imgur. The anonymous poster detailed his discovery of a secret passageway hidden behind a bookshelf in the wall of his family's new home. The passageway led to a spiral staircase, which led down to a cramped crawl space, where he found a collection of strange items, including dolls, a mysterious key, and Halloween candy he had recently acquired. Police later found a stack of clothes in the corner of the space. Someone had been staying down there behind the soundproof walls, though this intruder wasn't present at the time of discovery. In a follow-up post, the original poster admits that his family never thoroughly inspected the blueprints of the house before moving in. The intruder was never found. The post could have easily been a made-up story, though it does point out the importance of being aware of all the nooks and crannies in your living space. With the increasing frequency of home invasion portrayed in the news media and film, it's no surprise that panic rooms are being built in modern housing. Duplex attic. In 2008, a family in Pennsylvania noticed that some of their wrapped Christmas presents would periodically go missing from their duplex. They later found strange footprints in one of their bedroom closets, which led to the attic. Suddenly, the strange noises they had initially attributed to their children or the two cats made sense. Police brought a search dog and, in the attic, found a young man who had been kicked out of the joined residence next door. Instead of leaving, he had secretly moved to the shared attic space of the duplex and had been living there, periodically coming down to steal clothing, presents, money, and food. He had lived in the attic for 10 days before authorities found him. Many duplexes and multi-unit buildings share crawl spaces and attics. They sometimes even have locked doors leading into each other. Do you have any of these in your living space? NYC Squatter. This last case is taken from a video that was uploaded on YouTube in late 2009. A man had noticed that food he hadn't been eating was going missing and eventually confronted his girlfriend, who denied that she was involved. He set up a security camera to catch her in the act. Instead, he found footage of a woman he didn't know crawling out of the extended storage loft above the kitchen. She had been there for at least a few weeks, eating his food, watching TV, and using his sink as a toilet when he was away or asleep. I'll leave a link to the full video down below if you'd like to later see it for yourself. So, what can we take away from this? How can we prevent this from happening to us? Well, here are some measures you can take right now to gain a better peace of mind. Check your crawl space and attic thoroughly. Is anything out of order? Are there any doors leading into other dwellings in the structure? Perhaps films like The Grudge have left you afraid of opening that trap door in the ceiling. And perhaps someone up there is counting on that. Install locks on points of entry that an intruder might utilize inside your home, and periodically change the locks, especially if you've ever lost or misplaced your keys before. Consider installing security cameras in and around your home. This might seem like an expensive investment, but video proof is strong evidence. Analyze the blueprints of the house if you're a homeowner. Are there any suspicious areas that you weren't before aware of or haven't yet seen with your own eyes? Check your mirror. Is it mounted onto the wall, or does it seem to be a part of it? Press your finger up to it. Is there a small gap between your finger and your reflection's finger? If not, you may be looking at a two-way mirror. And try to keep an organized living space. It's easier to notice disturbances in a neater environment. That should take care of it, right? But wait, what if you've already done all that? What if you've made absolutely sure you have no strange intruders living in your walls, and yet objects still seem to be in places you didn't leave them? What happens when rational explanations don't account for things disappearing and reappearing elsewhere? What do we do then? Indeed, online accounts of alleged teleporting objects do exist. It's called the Disappearing Object Phenomenon, or DOP for short. And while we might scratch our heads in wonder, research suggests it goes further than simple absent-mindedness. Spontaneous dematerialization is a term parapsychology writer Douglas Scott Rogo used to describe it. It's when something seemingly vanishes from this plane of existence, only to reappear later, either in the same place or elsewhere. Some supernatural theory suggests that these items are being pulled into another dimension, which might explain why we might sometimes find objects we have no recollection of having. Other theories point to the presence of a poltergeist, a strange force of energy possessed with an ability to physically move objects. In our busy days, we have a tendency to brush these sorts of mishaps off as just a little glitch. We're far too busy to really ponder on them for too long. But if it isn't a person living in your walls and you aren't going mad, what is it? What do you think? As always, thanks for watching. To learn more in the realm of creepy, be sure to subscribe and check out the rest of the Darkology series. I've left both links on screen for you as well as down below in the description. I've also left the links to these individual stories there if you'd like to learn more.